Yo, what's up? It's me, Lily. I'm here in Austria again, and we are going to check the prices at my local gas station again. So now let's see how expensive diesel is right now. Oh my god, it's €2.18 per liters. Look at that. So that's a really crazy price. Crazy. Oh my god. I can't believe it. It's much higher than just a couple of weeks ago. Alright guys, so now we are going to talk a little bit about the news which we are getting here in Austria. And I have to say, it's not good. There's a lot of bad news. So one article which is really concerning is this one. And here it's saying that the crisis caused food prices to skyrocket. In general, since the coronavirus pandemic, the war in Ukraine and the escalation in the Middle East, prices for food have risen by 30% on average in just 5 years. Also, there's a petrol crisis in Australia. A lot of ships that were bound to go to Australia were cancelled. And also you see in Australia a lot of gas stations, they are going empty, so you cannot get gas anymore. The world faces a gas supply cliff edge, so the last ships are now coming to the ports, but then after those ships exited, that's it. We don't have a lot of more LNG gas. The Financial Times is saying that LNG gas from the Gulf is expected to come to an end in only 10 days from now. And that's it. No more LNG gas. Also, Europe fears for gas supplies because since Nord Stream 2 got exploded, we also are dependent on LNG shipments. But now a lot of politicians are afraid that we are not getting enough of LNG gas for the next winter. And of course we need that to heat our homes. Also here, very concerning article. Will the Iran war halve German economic growth? Oil and gas prices are rising and production facilities are burning in the Gulf. The German economy is threatened with much greater damage than initially expected due to the latest escalations in the Middle East. The war increases the price of basic products by up to 50%. Entire industrial production chain is affected. Experts anticipate supply chain disruptions lasting for months, even after a ceasefire. Chemical companies are already raising prices. Industry and consumers face significant financial burdens. Sri Lanka switches to a QR code-based system to ration fuel sales. The weekly quota for cars is limited to 15 liters and for motorbikes it's limited to 5 liters respectively. Greatest threat to energy security in the history of mankind. The head of the International Energy Agency says about the Iran war, I don't get the impression that the political decision makers have understood the magnitude of the problem. It's not only the oil and natural gas which is passing through the Strait of Hormuz, but also there's trade in petrochemical products, fertilizers and other important raw materials like sulfur and helium that also passes through the Strait of Hormuz. And this lack of raw materials make the economic situation even more dramatic. These are the main arteries of the global economy and they are almost all paralyzed. And the situation is worsening daily. When you put all of these things together, the global economy will face enormous risks. Also, it's taking a lot of time to reactivate those gas fields. Here they're saying that even if you reopen the Strait of Hormuz, it can take up to 6 months before some of the shutdown oil and gas fields can be brought back online. Also, I went to the supermarket the other day, not too far from here, and I took a picture of this chicken. And this chicken has about 1.5 kilograms and it's organic, so it's a little bit more expensive. And this chicken costs 17.30 euros. That's a lot of money. Okay, so the kilogram price for this chicken is 10.99 per kilogram of organic chicken. It's a whole chicken. It's not the fillet, it's not the legs, It's the whole entire chicken. So this is how expensive organic chicken is right now. Panicked Indians are scrambling for gas supplies. The war over Iran threatens the fuel that powers hundreds of millions of stoves. Gas-dependent businesses in India, from fertilizer plants to crematoriums, have paused operations. Iraq is declaring force majeure on all oil fields developed by foreign oil companies. Also, automobile makers are doing really badly in Germany, and now, for example, Audi wants to save more money with their cars. They want to make automaking even more profitable. So that basically means that either the products will become more expensive, but still a lot of people, they will stop purchasing cars if they are too expensive, or the quality will go down and you will get a less good car for the same money. So I think the latter is true, and they will just save on the components of the car. In Germany, they have closed down all of their nuclear power plants, which was probably a bad decision in the hindsight, right? But France is having a lot of nuclear power plants, and they are also supporting Germany with electricity coming from nuclear power plants. French nuclear power plants are becoming more important for the grid stability of the German electricity grid. Yeah, without the French, we probably would have already had blackouts in Europe. Nuclear energy again accounted for the largest share of Germany's electricity imports in 2025. Sweden is expanding its nuclear program. Government considers state participation and new aid for reactors. The International Energy Agency is recommending a couple of measures to reduce the use of oil and gas. First, they are recommending that people work from home, which could save 6% of oil use nationally. Also, they are thinking about reducing the highway speed limits. If you go slower, you need less of oil and fuel. Also, they want people to shift to public transport, increase the use of carpooling, car-free Sundays, or alternating license plate restrictions. They want you to avoid non-essential air travel, switch to electric or modern cooking solutions. Now, China is actually restricting fertilizer exports. China is among the largest fertilizer exporters. It has a history of controlling exports to keep prices low for farmers, but now it's restricting fertilizer exports to protect domestic markets. The Daily Mail is reporting that the Iran war could cause food rationing, panic buying, planes being grounded, and economic hammer blow far worse than COVID. This could all end up in a nightmare scenario. Also, in this article they are saying that it won't take long until some food items will become more expensive as a result of the war. Basic foodstuffs in particular could become more expensive. Experience shows that price increases are primarily to be feared for oil, flour, butter, and subsequently for other dairy products. It's not only the transportation of food which requires energy, but also milling and freezing, for example. And on top, the fertilizers are becoming more expensive, which will add another price increase to our food. The World Trade Organization is saying that the Middle East war could massively impact world trade. The war in the Middle East is driving up energy costs, and the consequences could be felt around the globe. The World Health Organization already expects lower global trade than recently, and this could be further impacted by a prolonged conflict. Also, this article is very concerning. Now the war is hitting the Germans. Following the attacks on natural gas fields in the Middle East, energy prices are skyrocketing. Germans must prepare for massive losses in prosperity. Here they are saying the middle class in Germany really has its back against the wall. A CEO of a German chemical industry association is calling for an economy-first policy due to the changes posed by the Middle East war. We really need relief, 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 now. In Italy, politicians have performed a tax cut, and they lowered the price by 25 cents per liter. A chief economist in Germany is saying that people should expect the inflation rate to jump upwards. And also now we can see that the gold price is falling, and that's because it's expected that the interest rates will be increased. So this is the situation that we are in right now. It's especially bad in Europe, but at least we still have diesel and gas. In India you cannot even cook anymore, so other countries have it even worse. I hope that this situation will resolve somehow very quickly. I don't know what happens if this continues, but my advice to you is prepare accordingly, okay? Now is the time to start prepping, and you want to increase your food at home. You want to have some kind of means to cook your food at home. Maybe you have a wood stove, that would be perfect. But if you don't, maybe have a small camping cooker, a few lights and everything, you know. If you can still get diesel or gas, put it in a jerry can, put it away, just for the case that there might be a time when there's no gas and diesel anymore, or when it becomes so expensive that you rather not want to use the car. And also this is seeming to turn into a long-term problem, so just prepping for 2 or 3 weeks will not cut it. It's better to continually prep and increase your preps and food stock at home. Don't do panic buying, that's not good. Then you can make mistakes, maybe spend too much money, that's also not good. So every time you go and purchase some food in the store, make sure that you buy and purchase a little bit extra. Maybe 1 more kilogram of rice, maybe 2 cans of tuna or cod liver, or maybe purchase some pickles or canned peaches. Everybody loves those, right? So it's always good to have a couple of weeks of food at home and other supplies as well. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm working super hard on my veggie garden. I put fuel into my jerry cans, and I try to increase my food stock slowly. So that's what I'm doing. But of course it's very hard in Europe to prep because everything is so expensive. So yeah, this is where the cat bites his own tail, right? Okay, so at the end of the video I would like to let you know that if you want to support my channel, it would be awesome if you purchase a knife by the company Odenwolf. And this is a small camping knife, for example, which I really love, and I always have it in my car. This is a Scandi version of a outdoor blade, and it's really cute. It doesn't cost a lot, and I always have it as a backup in my car. And if you want to support my channel, just purchase this knife or any other knife by the company Odenwolf with my personal affiliate link. This will support the channel, and if you use my discount code Lily10, you will get 10% off. So that's a really good price. The warehouse is already in the US, and you don't have to deal with any customs anymore. The shipment will be really fast. So yeah, this is it today. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned till next time.